Hey guys, I was looking through my external hard drive and found some videos I made but never uploaded. This one is on the Packard Bell Force 315, which from what I know there's still nothing about this model on the internet, but here's the video that's a year old when I explain why it took so long to get the hard drive working again and some laser mouse issues with Windows 95 and Paint. Here we got the Packard Bell Force 315. If the lighting's kind of bad, sorry. I have the window open and I even have the light turned on up there. But I got this computer June 1st and today's the 14th, I believe. Yep, the 14th. So I've had this 14 days. I was at a thrift store. It was on its side, so upwards. And I saw the red text and I was thinking it was a compact. I was wrong. It's Packard Bell. Wanted $5. Came out the door. Got home about an hour later. Hooked it all up. Turned it on. It worked. It was Windows 3.1. Had 4 megs of RAM. 5.25 floppy, I believe. And a 3.5 144 megabyte. So I'll get to the story of this later. But going around to the side, and see I already wrote the specs on there, what's on it, Windows 95, which I regret putting that on here. It was made sometime from 1989 to 1992. Has a 386, 4 megs of RAM, and 107 meg hard drive. But it's really 102. So around on the back, we can see the seal's long gone, broken. Force 315, Packard Bell, Chatsworth, California, before they moved to Sacramento. So just serial number and all that good stuff. See that none of the ports on the ISA riser card are taken. This thing doesn't even have a sound card. So we got our power supply, which is I think like 75 watts compared to 600 in that thing. Got our phone modem, got serial, parallel. That almost looks like a game port to me. VGA and your PS2 keyboard and mouse. When I was first trying to open this, couldn't find out how to do it. I figured it was these 3 little screws. Well, I figured this one would be attached to something on the side case and the power supply. But no, that was all power supply. Found out after a few minutes later. Take it back to the front. See our FBLA third place Introduction to Tech Concepts and my Adobe certified stuff for CS5 Photoshop. But these 2 little push-up knob things here. And there's a screw right there, one on each side. I've already removed the screws. And this whole entire thing just pulls off. And on the back case, it does come with connectors, jumper settings, because you had to do everything on here manually. And just in case I ever had to work on this, I made it kind of efficient because I can't find anything on Google for this model. Not one thing. But you just got little places to put your screws because they're all different. And then of course got our purchased June 1st hard drive info. Now go ahead and put this in part of the story of the floppy drive. Well, I want to replace the 5.25 floppy with a CD drive. Now, it was a whole different connector, and it failed, so putting everything back together was a pain, and I reset the BIOS info. And one note I forgot to take from the BIOS was the type. I don't know if you can see that it says type 34. But what the types are for, just like everything being manual, was the cylinders, heads, sectors, and bytes. It took me well over a day and a half to find out that it was that number. But got our size and hard drive number 1, our cache, core cylinders, and all that. Now, I made a little note on here, just in case anybody gets this after me. Never ever mess with the hard drive / floppy drives. If you do, you'll be sorry and spend 14 hours trying to fix it. Because I did. That was not fun. Anyway, setting the top case aside. Got our Apple keyboard and everything for the Power Mac. Trying to get Panther on it. If that ever works, who knows. But on the inside we have, I don't even know what type of RAM this is, but each one of them's 2 megs. Got our modem, of course our power supply, PB70. See the red light from the camera there. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Now, for the floppy drives, I don't even have the cable anymore for this one. And the reason I couldn't connect a CD drive was it had this weird connector that was a smaller one for floppies. So it had a normal IDE connector for the hard drive and one of the smaller ones for a floppy. But what I had to do was, for the floppy, I have the original floppy drive still, but I had this old one out of a Dell XPS Gen 4, and with older Dell cases they didn't have plastic covers on them like that because they had their own custom push buttons and designed for it. So I replaced the cable as well, and it seems to work now. That's about it. Got our ISA riser cards. They're all ISA. What I want to do in the future is buy an Ethernet and a sound card, and of course more RAM. I think this would be better run in Windows 95. But for the power button on this thing, you won't be able to see it because of the hard drive, but it's a big long piece of plastic that goes into a button in the power supply. You can see here and kind of pull it out. I don't want to get it all screwed up, but it's just a single button that goes all the way to there. Got our Seagate hard drive. That's it for that. Go ahead and grab the top pin for a minute. Get this ready to turn on. I'm trying to make this video without editing. There we go. All back together. I'm going to put this on its side. Get all hooked up. And turn this on. There we go. There we go. Now, get it on this screen. There we go. Windows 95. At the moment, I only find this computer good for screwing around in Paint or WordPad or something. The one thing I wanted to get on it was that Word copy, but I need Word already installed on here. And it did have Word 2.1, I believe, on Windows 3.1. And this is Windows 95A, so the original Windows 95 release from 1995. Got our mouse. Oops. There we go. There you have it. Properties. It's a little laggy, but it's fine. So of course Windows 95 port 4.00.950, and then 8386, I don't know how many megahertz it is, and 4 megs of RAM. And over in performance, suggestion, you may want to install more RAM. So, it's only using 2% of the RAM. That's pretty much it. I want to get the Packard Bell Navigator on here, but it's a little big and I don't have 100 floppies to be able to copy it. Got paint here. Now I don't know if this is because I'm using a laser mouse or what, because I don't have any trackball mouses. Well, I do, I have one somewhere, but I'll find it at some point.